Hello and welcome to another video from Myers Touch Toys Games Collectibles, and today we are looking at the 1987 release by Dapol from their Doctor Who series of action figures and playsets. And the item we are looking at today is from their Dalek series of action figures, and this particular one we are looking at is of the black Dalek with the gold appendages and spheres and slates. And this is the card that it comes in, and at the very top it says Doctor Who, and you've got the TARDIS in the bubble as you saw it for the opening scenes of the 1980s opening scenes of Colin Baker's and Sylvester McCoy's title sequences. And it says Doctor Who, and just on that it's got Dalek. Features pull back and go, movable gun, sucker, arm and eyepiece. And you got the Dapol logo at the very bottom. Okay, so that's the front of the card. Before we have a good look at the item itself, I'm just going to turn the card round. Let's do that and see what we've got on the back. Okay. So on the back there, again, you've got the same logo. So you've got the TARDIS inside of the bubble. A little bit dirty, this back of this card, where it's been in a on a shop. Basically, it was on a shop shelf in their storeroom for many years. I think they finished selling them many years ago, and they just put them into the storeroom and left them there. And when the shop closed down, we went in and bought out all their stock, and there was a lot of these Dapol action figures amongst the stock that we found in the storeroom. But because they have been sitting on the shelf for a long time, some of the backs of the cards are quite dirty, and this one is a little bit dirty. I suppose if you wiped it with a slight damp cloth, it would clean up quite nicely, I would have thought. But anyway, it says not recommended for children under 5. Doctor Who from Dapol. It says the Doctor, a Time Lord from Gallifrey, and that's an image of Sylvester McCoy as the Doctor. It says Mel, the last companion of the 6th Doctor and the first companion of the 7th Doctor. And there's an image of her as portrayed by Bonnie Langford. The Tetrap, the first monster to encounter the 7th Doctor, which was in his debut serial, which was entitled Time and the Rani. It says the TARDIS, time and relative dimension in space, the Doctor's time machine, and there's an image of the police box. K9, the Doctor's personal robot dog computer, and there's an image of him. I don't think he ever appeared with Sylvester McCoy, apart from in the 30th anniversary special Dimensions in Time, which is all based around Albert Square and EastEnders. I think that's the only time K9 appeared with Sylvester McCoy. Anyway, and then you got the TARDIS control console at the bottom there with Sylvester McCoy at it. Okay, so that's the back of the card. So what I'm going to do now is turn the card round and let's have a good look at the Dalek itself. Okay, so I've turned the card round and zoomed in on the Dalek itself, and there you can see you've got the pull back and go wheels at the bottom there, and there's the front wheel which keeps it in the direction of whichever way it's heading. You can see the appendages, so you've got the sucker arm at the back there, the gun and the eye stalk, which is attached obviously to the head, and you've got the well, they're not exactly eyes, but the or ears, but they're the lights that light up when a Dalek talks. So this one's got the gold slats going round and the gold on the lid. And obviously you've got the gold spheres along the body. Now, this particular one is actually still factory sealed onto the card, so I can't take it off and show you. But, however, I do have one from my own collection, which has been taken out of the card and has been in display and has been being used and fiddled with and so on. So it is a little bit worn. But it is exactly the same as the one that is in the card, other than the fact it's a different colour spheres and appendages. Okay, so, but to show you the size-wise, I'm just going to measure from the bottom of the Dalek to the top of the head, and we are looking at a trifle under 8 centimetres, so about 8 centimetres. Widest point will be from the back to the end of the sucker arm, and we are looking at 7 centimetres there. If I measure from the bottom, the base, from one end to the other, we're looking at 6 centimetres. And the width across, we are looking at 4 centimetres. Okay, so movable gun function. So that goes up and down and side to side, so you can move the twiddle the gun around. The sucker arm is the same, up and down, side to side. You can move that around however you feel. And the eye stalk goes up and down, and the head section turns. So there is quite a good functionalities there. Now, they've all got wheels on the bottom, and these are pull back and go. So you pull them back. And this particular one doesn't go very well on the car, but you can see as I pulled it back, the wheels are spinning on the bottom. It needs to really be on a decent surface for it to go forward. And this one is, my one is pretty much worn out. It's been used an awful lot, but if you had it on we've got card on the bottom of this booth, so it doesn't seem to go very well on the booth, on the card in the booth. So but basically you can see that the pull back and go works, and there you've got the front wheel which steers the Dalek. So if you wanted to turn him, you just turn the wheel when you fire it forward, and it will turn around to the right or to the left, or you can keep it straight. Now, on some of the Daleks, this particular one doesn't have it, but on some of them it had the Dapol wrote on the bottom there, and which they took off after a while. So the later ones didn't have it. Does this one have it? No, this one doesn't have it either. But some of them had the Dapol wrote on the bottom, or Dapol, whatever you like to call it. But this one doesn't have it, neither does the one on the card. So that is the Dalek. Yeah, a nice little model for the time. Remember, this was back in 1987 when these were made. Now, at the time in 1987, Doctor Who had gone off air, and everybody that was into Doctor Who was crying out for merchandise for Doctor Who. There was nothing available really. There's a few bits and pieces, but nothing of any consequences. And Dapol got the license to manufacture and sell the Doctor Who merchandise, and that's exactly what they did. They filled a hole that was very much needed by the fans of Doctor Who. There was very little merchandise around at the time, and this spawned the start of the merchandise boom, if you like. And they produced a variety of different colour and different style Daleks. Incidentally, they also bought the Marx moulds that Marx used for manufacturing their Daleks back in the 60s and 70s. They bought the moulds off Louis Marx, and they produced some of the early Marx Daleks, which I think we do have some. So we'll probably be doing a video for one of those Daleks at a later stage. But yeah, they produced those style of Daleks, plus their own style of Daleks, which were these particular style as they appeared on the television show. So yeah, and then they produced a variety of different figures. I know they produced the third, the fourth, the second Doctor. I can't remember if they did the first Doctor. And they obviously done the 6th and 7th Doctors, and the 5th. I'm pretty certain they've done the whole range of Doctors, actually, thinking about that. I just don't remember seeing the first Doctor, but I'm sure they probably did do them. Variety of different companions they did as well, and a variety of different of the foes or the monsters. So they boomed. They did boom for a while, but I would say obviously now we're talking 37 years ago when these were produced. But they did have the license right up until the mid-90s, I believe. Maybe even towards the end of the 90s before their license expired. I know they didn't have the license when the new Doctor Who was brought back in 2004. The license then went straight to character options. But yeah, for that hiatus time, Dapol was a tremendous benefit to all the fans, so they could get their merchandise and display them and play them or whatever they wanted to do with them. So yeah, they done very well at the time. I think they could have done better had they been available through mainstream stores. I'm pretty certain they were only available through specialist stores, sci-fi stores and so on. There wasn't many of them that you would see in standard stores. So that's a disappointment. If they'd gotten them into every store, these items would have just flown. I'm sure they would have done. But there we go. Anyway, trying to find them now, after all these years, in this mint unopened condition, is practically becoming impossible. There are lots of these Daleks available that you can pick up on the platforms, but they're open, they've been played with, they've been used, there's damage or they don't work anymore, what have you. But finding them in the cards in the sealed state as these ones are is very, very difficult indeed. But yes, you know it, we at Midas Touch have managed to find quite a few. And they're currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It'll take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Doctor Who items and many other vintage toys, games, and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button because we are uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive you don't want to miss this because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, that next item we upload could be the item you've been looking for. And believe me when I say we have some amazing vintage items that we are still yet to list and to shoot videos for. But keep watching because we have got some items that will wet anyone's whiskers. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed this very short video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.